Hello everyone and welcome to finally return of the videos of the AOR PC GT3 Elite League Season 5. As I mentioned in the Catalonia video a couple of weeks ago, I was away for 2 weeks, missed 2 races while I was on holidays. But now I'm back and yeah, we have to prove quite some things after that rather disappointing first round. Pace wasn't there, a couple of mistakes, and but actually for this round here, Brno, which is round 4, practice went really well. We made quite some changes in the setup, so yeah, our Bentley shouldn't be too bad on this track either. So let's see what we can do in qualifying. Currently sitting in P7 with already almost a PB, only 1 tenth behind my PB as we're now breaking into turn 1, maybe a little bit wider line than I saw some of the other cars taking it, but a very nice exit out of there. So as we now prepare for ourselves for turn 3, which is already the last corner in the first sector, actually into second gear, also hitting that apex nicely there, and almost a 10th up. So if we can nail that, yeah, it was a very good first sector. I think it was a PB actually in the first sector. Yeah, never done such a good first sector actually. So now prepare ourselves in that double right hander. Took a little bit of curb with us on the outside as we approached that corner, which wasn't ideal, but here also a good exit out of there, which is quite a tricky traction zone for me at least. And again into a long sweeping chicane. That's pretty typical for Brno, and I can understand that some people are not liking this. I don't know. I quite like this track actually, because it's also a track where overtaking isn't too difficult, although, well, you can have some awesome battles there, and this is probably one of the most trickiest part of the track. Turn 11, very difficult to spot the braking point and also the turning point there, but we matched that quite well. Lost a little bit of time in the second sector, so really have to know the final sector in order to get a little bit on that time back, and we pretty much nailed that section there, this left, right, and this traction zone here up the hill. And now preparing ourselves for the last 2 corners into second gear again, trying to open up this last corner as much as possible, short shifting into 4th gear. Here we go, a little bit too alone in front, which puts us just a tiny bit wide, but we didn't need to pull off the throttle, and that is an improvement. A very good last sector, and it is barely a PB, and we managed to jump actually Papant and Brownski with that lap. And it is, well, it's not really surprising, is it? Khaki on pole position, 5 tenths in front of Mini Black, so that's good to see Mini Black up front there. Then Puff Pirate in the second, BMW Z4 in third, Kanuma the championship leader actually in 4th, Tony R just barely in front of us, then Brownski very close behind us, Papant, Ramy Boo, and Blue Rat actually rounding off the top 10, so that's by far his best qualifying ever for Blue Rat, so that's very nice to see. And again, it's that magical 1 second basically we're behind the leader, which was also the case towards the end of season 4. We now skip to P11 to 20, Jellyfish in P11. Then actually, worth mentioning, Klawutsky in P12. He joined the GT3 leagues for this season, and he got promoted up after Govan Kini got kicked out of the league from Pro. So that's quite nice to see. Rhaegar and Glass on P13 14, and our teammate Nostra in P18. Not such a bad, I mean, it's pretty usual for him. I mean, his qualifying is normally not the best, but I hope for him that he can make up some position. Andrex actually very high up in the championship, further down in P19. Maisie also not too good here in P20. And yeah, I think we've got 22 drivers, 23, I'm not too sure anymore, 24 drivers actually in the on the grid today, as E-Classens actually, and also Central. So there were some connection issues. Also Mini Black disconnected in the warm-up, but he was able to rejoin, so we will, that's why we are in P5 at the moment. And again, ignoring the lights and waiting now for Khaki to pull off to do the formation lap. Here we go then. And yeah, what was my target for this race? Well, it would be fantastic if I could keep it in P6 in the end. That, but at least, I mean, at least a top 10 is pretty much my target, because yeah, tire wear, I mean, my tire wear isn't too great either, so we'll lose quite a bit of time towards the end of the stints. But I mean, we have the Bentley, we can defend quite well here with that straight line speed and the good acceleration we have. But we have to watch out in corners and braking zones towards compared to the other cars. But here we go then, towards the end of the formation lap. We're now approaching the last 2 corners before the race actually starts. And of course Kaki will have the inside line for turn 1 as usual. And we will try to stay as close to Kanuma's back here. As we will approach now the straight, and from the pit wall there on the right hand side on towards the start finish line, Kaki can accelerate. He's waiting quite long there. And now the way race is underway, round 4, here we go. We reacted quite well to the start, already made up his position on Tony R, I think that is. And now having the outside line for turn 1, which is not ideal, but we can keep it reasonably tight as Puff Pirate, of course, and not losing that position to us. And Brownski very close behind us, but we managed to get up the position of Tony R, who had a terrible start. And now up into P5, braking a little bit later than Puff Pirate, but doesn't really make any changes. And Ramibu from P9, I guess? I'm not too sure anymore. P9 or P8 or something like that. He's already up into P6, right behind us. He's very, very close on the exit there. You can see already we're a little bit gaining in the slipstream, gaining on the straight, because we have the better acceleration and top speed as well. So now getting reasonably close to Kanuma. Missing the apex a little bit. That allows Ramibu to go up inside. I actually don't know if he is on my inside, but we will have to leave room here on the inside. Kanuma reasonably close also to Mini Black, and oh, that is tried a little bit too late there. And Ramibu, of course, tried to give us this, not that much room here on the inside that we can't accelerate properly out of that corner. And okay, a little bit of contact. Luckily, didn't change nothing, and Ramibu also made that position up of Mini Black. So incredible start for the Z4 driver there. And we lost the position to him, but still in P6. So it was a very, very reasonable start, I have to say. Quite some very, very yeah. I mean, that turn 1 is pretty close with these cars. I mean, as it is also quite a high-speed corner. It's braking very late, almost running in the back of Mini Black. That was very, very close, and we also have to watch out for Brownski here. But this corner here will be incredibly crucial for me, at least, because the next corner is not really suiting us, and we have to get as much of a gap to the cars behind us in order to maintain that position, not getting. You can see that already understeering. That was my mistake. It really was. You can see Brownski very, very close, but here on the exit again, as we made the wider approach, we will defend the position quite well. So we now skip to lap 7 already. Nothing really happened. Brownski behind dropped a little bit back. We can't quite keep it up with P3, 4 and 5 actually, which is a little bit of a shame, but I didn't expect that either. So far it's looking reasonably well, as Tony is very, very close behind us now. We really have to watch out for him. He's trying to move up the inside here quite aggressively from him. We will leave him room, of course. Parking it on the apex here and trying to get the best possible exit, but the McLaren is not such a bad, I mean better at least at the Z4 on the straights, and he's stayed reasonably close, and he definitely is better on the brakes as well. Now on the inside here for turn 11, here we go. Can we hold it still around the outside? It would be crucial to stay ahead of Tony R, but no. Well, he's braking much later for that corner. We now have the inside line, and I think that's the move done for Tony R for the moment. But the straight is coming up here. You can see what we will see what you can do in this distance. Papand also a very close match, so maybe he can capitalize on that battling. And Tony are defending the inside line. But now we have the better line here to approach the straight. And here we go, a fantastic exit out of there, much better than Tony R. but he defending again the inside runner for turn 1. We can see, and we will see if we can break him around the outside. Doesn't seem like it, but now we're on front for breathe time, but now he's again having the better exit, and he's defending that quite well, and maybe we'll have a look down the inside, but again he's on the inside, defending the inside, and now he's pulling the outside, and no, I wasn't keen enough there actually to sort of it would have been a very, very aggressive move, and I mean, to break a McLaren in a Bentley is not really, I mean, on equal tires is not really that what you would want. And now we have a very known guy behind, because on the day before here on the social I defended from Papand 28 laps actually, until I made a mistake and he overtook me, but that was actually proof for myself that it is possible for me, although I might have a little bit lack of pace towards the end of those stints. I will have the ability to defend quite well on that Bentley, as long as I don't make any major any mistakes, to be honest. And now we have that similar situation to the social the day before, and we can see, and we will see what we can do. To currently in P7, of course, losing that position to Tony R. And it seems like these, yeah, that P3, 4, 5, and Tony are pulling away now. You can see that pretty significantly on lap 12 there, now 2.6 seconds away. And Papan actually making a mistake. He hasn't made any progress in overtaking us. We were really good on our lines. We picked our lines there pretty well, and he wasn't really able to find a way through until now. Now he's making a massive mistake into turn 11 that gives us some breathing space, which is quite good. And you are also seeing the indicator, well, the tire indicator. Look at this. The front left has at least 50% hour, I would assume, which is, I think if the bar goes down, it is like around about 40, a little bit more maybe, 40% hour, which is already not that easy to control. And I mean, in the social, I guess I had in the second stint, I had 68 tire in the front left and was losing so much time towards the end of the race. So we will see how we can cope with that, and maybe we have a little bit of better tire wear in the social. It would be great, as we now cut to the end of lap 14. I'm not going to pit this lap because that would be a little bit too risky. We'd lose more time than we would gain, I guess, in the end. And here we go. We saw actually a car behind Papand that was right behind Papand pitting, and I know for instance that my undercut on Papand in the social the day before was about 3 or 4 seconds, well, at least 3 seconds. So it will be very, very crucial to stay ahead of that guy who was right behind Papan and pitted the lap before. Now, a little bit too wide here on the exit. Yeah, we're understeering pretty heavily now with these worn tires, and it will be welcome if we can go in the pits now on the end of stiff on this lap. Get a fresh rub, and you can see a couple of cars in the pits as well. Tony are also following the pits, and there's a car staying out. Kanuma is at least staying out. Tony R, Rami Boo, Mini Black. Yeah, it's Kanuma staying out, so it's quite intriguing for the podium positions. Puff Pirate was leading that train. Well, no, not really a train. I mean, I think he had quite a big, quite a gap from 2 seconds or so to his teammate Rami Boo. Here he goes out, Puff Pirate, and probably, here we go, this is Rego actually coming out of the pits, which is quite interesting. I think his pit box was occupied, so he had just went straight through the pit, which is very unfortunate, but we'll concentrate on the car behind. That is actually Perry Gronstar right behind him, who is staying in front of him, which is so crucial. Haven't mentioned that, to be honest. Perry Gronstar, he got a disqualification for the Monaco race last time out, and that gives him a quali ban for this race regarding the penalty points. So he started from the back, and he's making great progress so far, as he's now in net P8 or something. And actually, I can't see Tony up, for instance. I mean, he was at the back of this train, behind Mini Black, but Mini Black actually was in front of us now, and which was quite interesting. And that Kanuma on lap 17, he stayed in front of us pretty easily, and we will definitely now pull away, and it is now our task to defend from Perry Gronstar, which he is of course faster. He's of course faster. If he would have fresh air, he would be maybe half a second faster or something than me, and towards the end of the stint maybe even more. So it is going to be very, very difficult to defend, and even more difficult probably than defending from Papano. We're also adjusting our lines to the first corner, not taking that wide approach and steaming in the inside, so just taking a tight line that he can't. Just making that Bentley as wide as possible, taking tight lines through the corners and steaming out of those exits in order to get let him a chance on the braking to outbrake us. So we are now 2 laps later on lap 19, and we are in P7. And today actually, but in front of us, who hasn't pitted yet, not such a good race for him actually. So he hasn't pitted yet, which is, I don't know, at this point I thought, okay, well, don't know what strategy you're running, but okay. As you know, very close, a little bit, we have to go out of there because yeah, we were a little bit too close to pull out yet, and here we go around the other side of turn 1. I don't think that's going to work, but we are braking massively, you can see that. And also Perry Gronstar trying to go out the outside of the, and maybe 3 right now on the exit. Very close. A little bit of contact as to, at that point I didn't really notice that we were 3 out, but I tried to stay as close to the in the track limits as possible, but still it wasn't enough to go 3 wide. I think no one of us was better than to go 3 wide, but luckily no one of us spinned there, and Perry Gronstar also overtaking Ramiboo pretty easily. Not Ramiboo, today easily. Sorry, I'm just a little bit of a mess today. But that was crucial. That was so crucial. It was an aggressive move, but it was necessary to stay also in front of Gronstar. Now on lap 24, and we are still in front of him. We had a little bit of breathing space. He wasn't really that close. But now look at this. Look at this, how much he's gaining into turn 1. How much more turning he has in that Z4. And I mean, the indicator also shows that our front left is already around about 35 tire wear or something, maybe a little bit more, I'm not too sure. It is pretty significant, and you can see Kanuma is pulling away and also catching just a tiny bit the guys in front, so he's definitely not still in the shadow of a podium there. And it's pretty close here to P2, 3, 4 and 5, pretty close together, and only 6.7 seconds. So if we would have had a little bit better tire wear, we could have been there up as well. But I mean, still, now the task is, and I wasn't really thinking about that, it was all about thinking Perry Gronstar behind, who's really pressuring me in this entire stint now. It's already been 8 laps or so to defend from him, so it is going to be so crucial to stay ahead if we want that. I mean, and I think the guy behind Gronstar is Papans, and he's not really catching at the moment, which is at least not too bad. We will just have to defend from here. Perry Gronstar now on lap 27, and he's so close. He's getting closer and closer lap per lap, and for some, I mean, yeah, now he can't even get any closer because he's really sitting in our rear. And we had a pretty good exit out of there, so he had a little bit of breathing space. Now the last 2 here, this corner coming up now, this is the most crucial for me on the entire lap. Short shifting to 4th, making that putting that Bentley power down, but this time actually didn't work quite as good as the last laps, because Gronstar also had a fantastic exit out of that final corner, and now we are braking into the corner, a little bit understeering. Look at this, how much we're understeering. We are turning in, but we can't. We simply can't understand. We simply can't turn in. And now side by side with Perry Gronstar, who was able to go by inside on the exit there into turn 1. And now into turn 3 we will have the inside line. If we don't mess up our braking point, we will maintain P6 for the moment. But that is the closest it has gotten, and they're still 2.5 laps to go for us. You can see also on the exit a little bit of sliding there, so we're definitely struggling. We're struggling very, very much on these tires right now. It is going to be so difficult now to defend it, even with that Bentley power. And look at the gap to Kanuma. I mean, it's 10 seconds now. He gained maybe 6 tenths or 7 tenths per lap on us in this entire stint. So that is pretty hard. But I didn't care about that. I didn't care about that whatsoever. The pressure's really on now. And I mean, Gronstar, I mean, it is very, very hard for him as well. I mean, he was making such great progress, and now he's sitting behind a Bentley who is struggling on his tires for about 12 laps now, and he still can't find a way through. He's so close behind us here on lap 28, and again, we just have to pick our lines, the best lines we've ever taken in this league, maybe, because our tires are not there anymore compared to the Z4, although he has one lap all the tires, but I assume that his tire wear now is a little bit better. You can see so much understeering, not even on our best corner. This was actually our best corner in the entire race because of the exit, and we weren't really making any progress. You can see now a little bit less understeering, but again, was so close to Gronstar, trying desperately to go up the inside, but we shut that door just about in time, and that was a close situation as well. And now we can see, oh, that's a car who spun mini black, but he got in time on the track, so he's not will be involved in that battle, and as long as he doesn't make any mistake, he will definitely maintain P5. It means Kanuma is now up into P3, and I think Puff Pirate still leading Rambo up in front, and Kaki having about I don't know, half a minute lead or something over these guys. And here we go then, 1.5 laps to go. We still, I mean, our lines are still good, but we can see, you visually see the understeer, how much we are losing in the corners. Now look at this corner. This corner is, look at this. he's about 4 tenths behind, and now he's right behind us. And again, we had the better exit because, yeah, power and stuff like that. And that is the only thing that is keeping us behind us, because we have the right car to defend on this track. Oh, sliding down the exit of turn 11. But no, it is enough. It's a little bit further down actually than, and a couple of further down. It is 4 tenths. Again, he had a good exit out of there. 3 tenths now the gap. I mean, that is even a little bit more than the last lap, so maybe we can defend into turn 1 a little bit better than the last 2 laps. Oh, a little bit of sliding there. Missing the apex by a country mile there. But now he's not that close this time around as he was the previous laps. So if we keep that line, yeah, we're keeping that. He's going a little bit wider even than us there. A good exit out of there, so most critical part is done basically, and now the rest of the lap, I think turn 11 will be quite difficult also to defend, and this a little bit too late on the brakes, a little bit too missing the apex, and here we go, Perry runs up the inside, very, very aggressive. We leave him the room, just keeping it on the track, all over the curb there. And now he's probably going on the inside, but now this time we're defending up the inside line, but that will push us right. Look at this, we can't go on the power, and we're sliding all over the place now. Perry Gronstar up the inside, and this will be a left hand, so that is so crucial that this is a left hand, and we're not understeering wide that he can't get the cutback. He's even touching us just a tiny bit in the rear, and that was so close to defend us, but it's still not over. It's still not over. this sector here is so crucial as well. We managed it very well. I think he's too far back to make any difference into turn 11, and as Kaki got his third win, Gronso's so late under the braking as he tries desperately to brake as late as possible to go up inside at some point, but it's not in this corner, and I imagine he's pretty far back now. Oh, a little bit missing the apex just a tiny bit again. He's close, but I don't think it's close enough to make a braking maneuver into this corner. No, it isn't. We're also braking quite low. Mini Black actually very close in front of us. Now, last corner, please don't mess it up. As we really understeer in that corner. Gronso so close, but it is luckily a very short run to the line, and we are maintaining P7 inward, which was definitely the most nerve-wracking race I've ever been part of, because I was the chased car for the entire race from various people, and these last 5 laps I think that was so intense. It is Kaki winning this race in such a dominant manner. I think it's also one of his favorite tracks, in front of Pathfire and Rami with the 2 teammates. A very good team result for them. Kanuma in 4th, the championship leader. He will stay in P1 in the championship. Kaki will catch up though. Mini Black in P5, good result for him, I guess. P6, very close then to Gronstar behind me. I mean, I had the same gap in the social to Kaki as in this race. 48 seconds, the same gap, so that's just... yeah, this is also not quite nice to see. Papand in P8, who finishing the social in front of us actually. So this mistake wasn't too great for him. Antonia and Brownski rounding up the top 10. I think Brownski fell down quite some margin, and he made some position in the second half. Nostra in P11, so that's not such a bad result, making up 7 positions to the race. He said he had quite some pace in that Bentley in the in this race, so that's good to see. Good team result for us at least. Jellyfish in P12, Andrex in P13. Not such a good day for the M3s in general, as this track is really not suiting that car for some reason. The Z4s are not too bad on this track, so don't know why that is. Freddy in 14, Hideaki today, Maisie, Rego, and Klawitsky. Very unfortunate race for him. In P19, and Silver, the last man who's finishing actually the race with 1 lap down in P20. Very, well, not a good season for Silver for so far. It's very unfortunate. So that's it for this race. Next time we are racing around Road America. Probably know that track from season 4. We raced that around was the season finale, but this time we will race in the rain, and I don't know how the Bentley is in the rain, so we will see how that goes. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video and the race, and leave a like there if you did, or subscribe, don't know. And I see you there for Road America. Bye bye.